3. Lost child. Ed and Matt had practically searched the whole town top to bottom for Tom. They ended up going door to door asking if anyone had seen the small and probably scared child, but they had no luck there either. Ed, I hate to say it, but I think we'd lost him, Matt sighed. Tom, Ed corrected. What? My name is Matt, Matt replied. Never mind. So, what do we do now? We can't just stop looking for him. We're not making any progress this way. Ed looked completely distraught. Matt saw this and his brain immediately went into overdrive to try and think of something. Unfortunately for both of him and Ed, his brain didn't have a lot of power to begin with. I've got it! Remember when we lost Ringo? We put up all those lost cat posters and eventually someone found him and called us. Maybe we could do the same thing with Tim, Matt suggested. Tom, and he's a person. We could just... Actually, you know what? Let's just do it. It's not like either of us can come up with anything better at this point. Ed shrugged. Hooray! You can make the posters and I'll put them up around town. We'll find Ted in no time. Matt cheered. Tom, Ed corrected again. Him too, Matt shouted as he ran towards their apartment complex. I just don't get how a child with no eyes and a hoodie that could be worn as a dress just disappears without anyone noticing, Ed said quietly to himself. He followed after Matt, carefully looking around just in case Tom was nearby. What was it the owner said he got hit with? Time reversal potion? Wait, time reversal. Maybe Tom didn't just look like a child. Maybe he was a child, physically and mentally. Ed, up here! Ed heard. He looked up at the apartment complex to see Matt hanging out of Ed's apartment window. Matt, be careful! You don't want to end up like our phones! Wait, how did you even get into my apartment when I have the key? Ed shouted out at Matt. I opened the door! Okay, but how? By turning the knob, of course. But, you know what? Never mind. I'll be up in a second, Ed sighed. He climbed up the concrete stairs that led to his apartment, greeted by Matt, who was standing in the doorway with a wide smile. Hey, do we have any posters or photos of Tam that we can use for the posters? Matt asked as Ed sat down at the computer. Tam? Okay, that's a little far, even for you. Anyways, let me check to see if I have anything saved here. Ed began. Matt hovered over his shoulder, humming a song that Ed was fairly certain he had heard Tom sing before. Something about harpoons? Huh, that's odd. Ed shrugged. What's up? I don't have any pictures of Tom on here. Well, I do, but they're all group photos where Tom's face is blocked for some reason. Weird. Although we should probably use a picture of him from when he was a kid. Otherwise, they'll be looking for an adult Tom, Ed explained. Do we have any pictures of him as a kid? I doubt it. Well, I suppose I could just draw a picture of him. That should work! You are a pretty good artist. You practically breath paint. Matt grinned. Thanks, Matt, but I'm pretty sure breathing paint isn't too healthy. Ed chuckled. He began sketching a picture of a young Tom based off of his memory. Matt propped his head on top of Ed's shoulder, kneeling behind him and still humming the familiar tune. Ed chuckled. He knew Matt had no real concept of personal space, but he had never experienced this lack of knowledge firsthand. It took Ed no time at all to finish the sketch, attaching it to the document they were going to use as a template for the posters. Looks great so far, Matt complimented, giving Ed a thumbs up and a big toothy grin. Thanks, Matt. So, what exactly do we have as a reward? Ed sighed. $50. What? Where did you get Tom left this wall at the magic shop? Matt sighed, holding out Tom's checkered wallet. Whatever, he'll thank us later, I guess. Ed shrugged. He finished up the posters and began to print more than enough. I'll go around and hand these out to people, Matt announced. Here, put some up as well. Ed tossed Matt a roll of tape. You got it! Matt saluted. He grabbed the posters from the printer and literally skipped out the door, practically running into someone. Oh, sorry. Didn't see you there, Matt apologized. It's fine, the man in front of him sighed. He had long brown hair and he seemed to be wearing some type of military coat under a red turtleneck. Oh, Have you seen a child with no eyes running around, perhaps? Matt asked. No eyes? Yeah, he looks like this. Matt grinned, holding up one of the freshly printed posters. Sorry, I can't say I have, the man sighed. Alright, here, have a poster just in case you see him later. Matt handed the man a poster with a smile. I'll be sure to give you a call if I see him. The man nodded. Thank you so much. My name is Matt, by the way. Matt held his hand out for the man to shake. My name's Patrick. The man replied, happily shaking Matt's hand. See you around, Patrick. I have to get the word out. Matt waved as he walked away. Bye. I'll try to spread the word as well so you can find your son. Patrick smiled, walking off. What? Tom wasn't his child? Matt was fairly certain of that. But then again, Ed kept making up a mysterious person named Tom, so who knows what's real? 4. Babysitting. After a long walk, Tord and Tom had arrived at the red base. Tord went on the walk just about every day, so the long distance went unnoticed by him. Tom, on the other hand, was desperately trying to catch his breath. Are you alright? Tord asked. Not really, Carrie. He just didn't want Tom to die right now when there would be plenty of better chances to die later. Tom gasped. Take a second to catch your breath. I need a second to open this door anyways. Tord barely got the end of the sentence. Tom had already collapsed into the ground. Not unconscious, just tired. Hopefully. Tord opened up a panel that was next to the 2 large metal doors leading into the base. He carefully typed in the code and patiently waited to hear a small clicking noise that would indicate the doors were unlocked. I swear to God, if Paul changed the password again, I will personally... Ow! My ear! I really need to get someone to fix that! Oh, God. Tord shouted to himself. Alright, Tom, we can go in now. Tord sighed. He looked over at the young child who was sitting absolutely still in the dirt. I'm tired, Tom yawned, rubbing one of his eyes with his sleeve, getting dirt all over his face. Well, the sooner you get inside, the sooner you can sleep. Tord grinned as he tried to reason with Tom. Mr. Tord, can you just carry me? Tom, you can walk. I don't want to go. Tom, I mean it. Get up right now. Please? Tom begged. He held his arms out, oversized sleeves, blocking where his hands would normally be. If I carry you, then you must promise no more whining for the rest of the day. Tord groaned. I promise! Tom smiled. Fine. Now get over here, you piece of crap. Tord sighed, carefully picking Tom up. He was actually lighter than Tord expected. Either Tom barely ate as a kid, or Tord just got stronger over the years. Well, Tord would have preferred the latter. Something told him that the first possibility was more likely. He turned Tom around so that his shoulder was resting on his shoulder, one hand on his back. This was how most people carried children, right? Probably. Tord thought as he walked into the red base. Unsurprisingly, though, there were only a few soldiers at the front entrance. Fortunately, they were smart enough to salute their leader the moment he walked in. A few of them shot a curious glance or two towards Tom, but none of them actually made their curiosity known. Paul! Tord called out. I need to speak to you in private, now. Tord motioned towards the door that led into one of their storage rooms. Tord walked into the room. A soldier with brown hair, a cigarette, and spectacular eyebrows followed not far from behind him. You wanted to see me, sir? The man, who was presumably Paul, asked. Wait, where is Patrick? Tord asked. If Paul was nearby, then so was Patrick. If Patrick was nearby, then so was Paul. This was common knowledge in the Red Army. Sir, you sent him to do some recon earlier today. He should be on his way back now, Paul replied. Right, I forgot about that. Tord sighed. An awkward silence lingered for a while until Paul cleared his throat, successfully breaking the silence. Permission to speak freely for 1 second, sir? Paul requested. Granted, Tord nodded. What the heck did you get yourself into? Paul sighed, pointing at Tom, who had fallen asleep on Tord's shoulder. Right, I suppose I should explain. Tord chuckled. Paul just crossed his arms, waiting for a response. This is Tom. Wait, Tom? As in, shot you with a harpoon, Tom? Paul asked. Tord felt a little bit of anger starting to rise up within him, but managed to hold it back long enough to reply. Yes, that one. What happened to him? I'm not sure, but I plan to keep him here until I can find out how to turn him back. Oh, I get it. We'll already have him captive. Exactly, Tord nodded, relieved that he wouldn't need to explain too much to Paul. Wait, why are you only telling me this? Paul asked. I've decided to only tell you and Patrick because I believe that you two are the only soldiers I have that can help me with this, Tord explained. What exactly do you mean by that, sir? You two have, parental instincts? Tord laughed nervously. Parental instincts? I don't know. I just think that sometimes you two act like parents. And do you think that we would be able to help you look after a child? It's not a suggestion. It is an order, Tord growled, nearly waking up Tom. Why do we need to be nice to him if we're just going to imprison him later? Paul muttered. He might try to run away if he feels threatened. Ed and Matt are looking for him, and if they end up finding him, it will all be over. So you and Paul will help me out, and when I ask you, you will make Tom think he's welcome, and you will follow my orders. Am I clear, soldier? Tord scowled. Yes, sir, Paul replied, saluting. Good. When Patrick comes back, I want you to explain the situation to him. Yes, sir, Paul continued, saluting. All right then. I'm glad we're on the same page. Now, if you'll excuse me, my arm is getting tired, Tord sighed. He left the room, being extra careful so as not to drop Tom. Said the man with the robotic arm. Paul chuckled to himself, stomping out his cigarette and reaching into his pocket to light another one.